Welcome back to another VTubing last week in slightly more than 60 seconds, which is I guess what we're calling this now. I'm going to start off with Ironmouse, who seems to be having a pretty amazing week. Both her main and VOD channel got undeleted by YouTube at the beginning of the week. I mentioned it in last week's video, but here are the tweets and I can confirm that it looks like most of the old content is still there. She also posted this teaser and casually became the most subscribed to streamer on Twitch. If you weren't aware, she's currently doing a subathon where 50% of the proceeds are going to charity in the form of the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And she's now got the most subs in all of Twitch at over 250,000, which is kind of insane. There was unfortunately a weird bit of Twitter drama where non-VTuber fans were getting salty that an anime girl was beating their favourite streamer. Thankfully, the man himself, Connor, was there to call it how weirdly parasocial that is, and this isn't really a new thing. I've personally seen a ton of comments and tweets from people that don't watch VTubers that for some reason seem to hate their entire existence. I don't really get it, but I don't think we should let it detract from what an insane achievement the subathon is. Ironmouse is almost at the all-time Twitch sub record, and half of it is going towards charity. At the end of the day, I don't really understand how you can hate that. Somehow though, despite the most sub streamer currently being a VTuber, Twitch is still being strangely harsh to VTubers as a whole with regards to bans, suspensions and content warnings. We've talked over the last few weeks about how unfairly and arbitrarily Twitch is when moderating VTubers, and this week has been no different. There were a few threads made by other newsy people about this new wave of suspensions. One by Lidia with a compilation of all the VTubers hit by Twitch's new stolen payment information ban wave, which even got a response from the Twitch CEO himself and does seem to be hitting streamers as a whole. And another by Elara, who's been covering Twitch's habit of giving VTubers sexual content warnings for seemingly no reason, and includes a Twitch feedback forum for people to try and get Twitch's attention. Both of those will be in the sources below along with everything else I talk about today. With all this, you can imagine that when Lily announced this week that she'd be doing an interview with the CEO of Twitch to discuss VTubing on the platform, the questions had a pretty common theme. With Bao asking why VTubers seem to have much stricter guidelines than facecam streamers, Vienna asking for more front page opportunities and events for VTubers given how big and creative their events can be, which was echoed by Giga, who pointed out that the majority of Twitch's marketing at events seems to focus only on lifting up facecam streamers. You get the idea. If nothing else, it'll be interesting to see the CEO himself respond to being questioned directly about the discrepancies regarding VTubers on his platform. Anyway, now we're done bullying Twitch, on to the rest of the news, starting with this week's debuts and outfit reveals. Hololive's Regloss group had their long-awaited 3D debuts and first live reached the top, with watch-alongs from various other Hololive members like Fuwamoko. Nijisanji's Aster revealed at the end of his birthday stream that he'd be having a new outfit reveal on October 5th. FaZe Connect Origins achieved their full gremlin form, with all 7 members getting their own 3D Chibi models. FaZe's Hime also revealed that she'll be doing a new outfit debut early tomorrow, which I'll include next week. We had all the Saturday debuts I talked about last week, with Specialite debuting their new FPS gen Eve.exe that pretty much immediately lived up to their brand and jumped into an Apex collab. Umi had her official debut, which was honestly a super cool event involving a bunch of her different VTuber friends. Mythos debuted their 3 new goddesses, starting with Hephaestus, then Hermes, and finally Dionysus, and I just want to say, as someone who's been obsessing over the Epic musical recently, all of Mythos' goddess designs are absolutely top tier. Vallure announced Halloween outfits for their talents, which we'll see on October 1st, and with the spooky month just around the corner, I imagine we're about to see a bunch of Halloween themed announcements popping up from various agencies and indies. Miori Celesta had a design update along with a complete re-debut and a cover of Scarborough Fair. Indie VTuber FLuffen had her debut as well, streamed on both YouTube and Twitch. Hazumi announced her 3D debut on October 5th, Oshilink's Wildspice showed off her new model, and Cyyu announced his upcoming new model, which is set to debut on October 1st. Also, Flork got himself a model and can now face forwards, and I don't know how to feel about it. It kind of feels like a crime. And for the events and releases of the week, which is honestly just where I put anything that isn't a debut or drama, we'll start with the ending of the Hololive GTA RP server, which went about as chaotically as you'd expect with everything from red weddings to explosions. Hololive Advent released this Shunkan Heartbeat cover, Brony released her second original song along with its own music video, Holomyth as a whole released another voice drama as the finale to their Dawn of Time series, HoloID's Reine dropped a cover of the second Oshi no Ko opening, and tickets for Sakura Miko's first ever live are now on sale, though knowing Hololive shows, they're almost definitely out of sale already. Callie also recently announced she'd be performing at the Coke Studio on October 19th if you happen to live in Japan and want to check it out. Following their announcement of the Nijisanji talents last week, the Anime Impulse convention went on to announce more VTuber attendees this week, with Hachima and Shiori from Hololive having a panel together, which might be one of the most unhinged Hololive mashups possible, and 3 Holostars talents having meet and greets at the event. And speaking of conventions, Offkai is hosting some VTubers virtually at their panel at this weekend's MagWest convention, including Spica from Vdairy and several idol talents like Poco, Lisa and Taiga, who also dropped a cover this week of View. Also a guest at MagWest was Cyyu, who earlier this week partnered with Sega Atlus to promote their new game Metaphor Re Fantasio. Fantasio? I swear game devs just want me to mispronounce their games at this point. Last bit of convention news, I pinky promise. Another anime convention, SumiCon, has partnered with a bunch of teams like the Oshi Bar to add a Vtuber experience to their convention with a bunch of Vtuber guests. Their site has all the info, but they've currently got things like Vexori and Cottontail doing an NSFW game show, a performance from Waifu Baby, and a collab panel between Ellie and Hannah. Sorry for the absurd amount of con stuff this week, I just think they're pretty cool events to see, especially after finally getting to attend one earlier this year. But moving on from that, Vdairy had their first anniversary this week and released their first original song Heartwave to celebrate. VShojo announced this stamp rally event where the talents can collect each other's stamps by collabing with each other and are racing to see who can collect the most over the following 12 weeks. They did have to clarify that it was just for the talents, which yeah, I think it'd be a tad chaotic if literally everyone could participate, but you can probably expect a ton more VShojo collabs starting next week. Given that Michi just dropped the Jared model for free for anyone to use, you may also be seeing a lot of him everywhere over the coming weeks. Nijisanji's Anna opened for Nornis's live tour to Integrity this Saturday. Al dropped her cover of Mira on YouTube and this new Halloween cover album. The upcoming VTuber music festival VMuse announced that Mint would be having a collaboration with KLP48, an official sister group of AKB48, which you might know from all the Yago memes. This festival is honestly kind of stacked with all the attendees. I'd recommend giving it a look. Sun Explosion showed off her gold play button that she's apparently had for a little while now, but is showing now that she's almost at 200k, which by the way, the outpouring of support for Sunny now that she's coming back has been super cool to see, and I guess I'll give Twitch props where they deserve it. They posted this mini doc following some of the creators who got their new Bleed Purple statue, including Ironmouse, from their first streams to now. A bunch of VTubers have started receiving their statues and showing them off, which is cool, though some like Numi got a massive box of coffee sleeves instead, which is hilarious and kinda on brand as a Numi L. And now on to our weekly dose of sad news and drama, graduations and hiatuses, though thankfully this week was pretty chill on the drama from what I saw. I'm going to start with a quick update to a previous drama we talked about a few weeks ago. YEM, or Yab Entertainment, posted this report on the Yab situation, which, if you don't remember, was when their CEO and music producer Yab was exposed for a bunch of horrendous acts towards the talents he worked with, including some Nijisanji livers. I'm not going to go too much into specifics because it's super messed up and there's already a bunch of videos about it, but the gist of the report, if you can't read Japanese, is that Yab himself will be stepping down as CEO of the company and one of their members, Koharu, will be graduating. I'm not sure how this will affect Any Color's legal proceedings against Yab himself, but I guess we'll just have to see. And since we need a Twitch L in literally every section today, Twitch VTuber Koki took to Twitter to complain about not getting the front page carousel slot she was promised last year as a Hype Challenge reward, and the seemingly awful communication she's experienced trying to sort it out with Twitch staff. Nexusy's Kanami Kaito announced his graduation earlier this week. Lilybell tweeted that she'll be going on an indefinite hiatus with her final stream on Sunday, October 13th, or in a few weeks. Aurea Corvey also announced an indefinite hiatus with her final stream being on September the 27th, and Sylvan Rosen announced that he'll be graduating as a VTuber and moving on to IRL streaming instead, with his last VTuber stream being on October the 8th. Finally, just a reminder that Ami's last stream is tomorrow if you want to catch it. There's been a massive outpouring of fan art and support around her not graduation, and also her and Guru got some YouTubes together, which was cool to see. I'm probably going to add some BGM to this vid. I know most other news VTubers just kind of raw dog their audio, but I want to see how it sounds. Let me know what you think. Thanks again to my members, your guys' support is super appreciated. As always, if I missed anything this week or you want me to cover anything next week, let me know down below, or you can hop in the Discord where there's a channel specifically for the news. I'll hopefully catch you guys again next week. See ya.